Imagine waking up every morning knowing that this day, right here, holds the power to change everything. Before the notifications start pinging, before the rush of work and responsibilities comes knocking, there's a sacred moment. Just for you. That first breath of the morning isn't just a breath, it's an invitation. An invitation to choose who you're going to be and how you're going to show up. That is why starting your day with intention is everything. It's not about having the perfect routine or a long checklist that makes you feel overwhelmed. It's about choosing consciously to create the tone for your life before the world sets it for you. When you wake up and immediately scroll through messages or social media, you are allowing everyone else's urgency and opinions to set your emotional thermostat. But when you take even 5 minutes to ground yourself, you're reclaiming your power. Whether it's prayer, deep breathing, journaling, or simply whispering gratitude for waking up another day, that one intentional act tells your mind and soul, I matter. My peace matters. My energy matters. That's the kind of choice that ripples through everything else you do. It doesn't take an hour in silence or a luxurious spa-like routine to live intentionally. It can be as simple as sipping your water slowly while affirming, today, I choose to be calm and focused. It can look like standing in front of a mirror and saying, I am enough. I am ready for today. That is setting intention. Because the truth is, the way you start your day becomes the rhythm of your day. And if you start frantic, stressed, or distracted, you carry that vibration with you into every meeting, every interaction, and every decision. And then, at the end of your day, there's another opportunity most people miss. The chance to reflect. Too many people go to bed with the weight of the day still sitting on their shoulders. They replay mistakes, disappointments, and frustrations until they drift into restless sleep only to wake up already tired. But when you intentionally end your day by reflecting, everything changes. Instead of focusing on what went wrong, you get to focus on what went right, even if it's as small as, I handled that hard conversation better than I thought, or I'm grateful for the smile a stranger gave me today. A reflection isn't about judgment. It's about awareness and gratitude. It's about saying, I see myself. I acknowledge where I stumbled, and I celebrate where I grew. That nightly habit frees you from carrying yesterday into tomorrow. You close the chapter with intention, knowing that each day is its own new beginning. This habit of starting and ending with intention is about claiming control over what you can control, your energy, your mindset, your response to life. Life will always bring challenges, but when you begin your day centered and end it grounded, those challenges lose their power to shake you as easily. You become anchored in your own purpose instead of being tossed around by everyone else's chaos. And here's the beautiful part: when you start and end your day intentionally, the space in between begins to shift naturally. Your conversations become kinder because you've already decided you want to approach life with compassion. Your decisions feel clearer because you began your day with focus. Even your stress feels lighter because you've already told yourself, I can handle whatever comes. Ending the day with reflection reinforces that truth and allows you to rest with a full heart and a calm mind. Over time, this becomes more than a routine. It becomes your identity. You begin to see yourself not as someone who is surviving the day, but as someone who is creating the day. And there's something deeply empowering about waking up with the belief that life isn't just happening to you, you are actively shaping it. And every evening, you get to pause and remind yourself of the growth, the blessings, and the lessons that shaped you that day. So choose to start your mornings quietly, even if only for a minute. Choose to speak life over your day before you step into it. And choose to end your nights with gratitude, even when the day wasn't perfect, especially when it wasn't perfect. That small shift will change how you feel, how you act, and how you live. Because when you start and end your day with intention, you don't just go through life, you lead it. You become the creator of your own peace, your own focus, and ultimately your own joy. And that is the kind of power no one else can give you and no one else can take away. Your body is the vessel that carries your spirit through this life. It holds your strength, your resilience, your heartache is your joys. It holds your story. Yet so many women move through their days disconnected from it. treating it like an afterthought, like something that is supposed to just keep going no matter how much it's neglected. But the truth is, when you honor your body and mind, is riding on, you reclaim a level of power that can't be found in anyone or anything else. You don't have to run marathons or spend hours in the gym. This isn't about weight or image or chasing some ideal that was never made for you. This is about reverence, about recognizing that movement is a gift, not a punishment, about realizing that every time you stretch, breathe deep, take a walk, or dance in your kitchen, you are saying to your body, I love you enough to care for you. That kind of care builds trust with yourself. It's a quiet reminder every day that you are worthy of strength, of energy, of vitality. Moving your body is more than just physical. It's emotional and spiritual. You can walk away stress. You can sweat out frustration. You can stretch into healing. There's something sacred about taking 5 or 10 minutes each day to listen to what your body needs. And then giving it exactly that, even if it's just rolling your shoulders, touching your toes, or standing tall with your eyes closed and breathing like your life depends on it. Because in many ways, it does. And just as your body needs movement, it also needs nourishment, real nourishment, not just the kind that fills your stomach, but the kind that fuels your spirit. Too often, food becomes a place where guilt lives. But food should be a place where love shows up. Feeding yourself should feel like self-respect. When you choose meals that are vibrant and whole, when you drink your water and choose life-giving foods, you're telling yourself, I care about how I feel. I care about the long game. I am choosing to thrive. Confidence is riding on, not just survive. That's not to say there's no room for treats or comfort foods. There's joy in a sweet bite of something delicious or a shared meal with laughter. But when you make decisions from love instead of shame, everything changes. You stop punishing your body and start partnering with it. You ask, what do I need today to feel alive, to feel calm, to feel clear? That kind of relationship with food and movement isn't built overnight, but every small decision adds up. And your mind, your brilliant, beautiful, often overstimulated mind, needs nourishment too. Just like the body needs water, the mind needs stillness, clarity, and space to grow. So many of us wake up and immediately hand our minds over to the noisy, the phone, the news, the endless to-do list. But your mind needs moments of silence. It needs words that uplift it. It needs content that feeds it, not drains it. You can start small. Read a few pages of a book that inspires you, is writing on. Listen to a podcast that opens your thinking. Write down your thoughts so they're not just spinning in your head. Even saying a few affirmations out loud can shift your mental landscape. You don't have to know everything, do everything, or fix everything. But if you feed your mind with intention and love, it begins to rise to a new level of clarity and strength. This kind of care, both physical and mental, is not a luxury. It's a responsibility. You owe it to the woman you are and the woman you are becoming to treat your body and mind like the sacred forces they are. When you feel good, when you think clearly, you make different choices. You speak up more. You smile more. You show up for your life with more grace and presence. You can't pour from an empty cup. You can't uplift others when you're dragging yourself through the day. That's why this habit is not optional. It's essential. You have dreams to build, people to love, lives to touch. And you cannot do that from a place of depletion. When you put your well-being first, everything else you care about benefits. Your relationships grow deeper. Your creativity expands. Your patience stretches. Your light shines brighter. So every single day, even on the busy ones, especially on the busy ones, move your body, hydrate it, nourish it, stretch it, listen to it, rest it, feed your mind with thoughts that empower, challenge, and expand you. Turn away from things that make you shrink, doubt, or criticize yourself. You weren't created to shrink. You were created to rise. You are allowed to take care of yourself first. That isn't selfish, it's sacred. Because when you do, when you fully commit to honoring your body and mind daily, you step into a level of power, peace, and purpose that nothing and no one can take away from you. And that right there is the beginning of everything you've been waiting for. Peace is one of the most precious things you will ever own. And yet it's the one thing we often give away without realizing it. We let other people's words, moods, and expectations seep into our hearts, stealing our joy and shaking our balance. But peace isn't something you wait for life to hand you, is riding on. It's something you choose and protect. And protecting your peace doesn't mean shutting out the world. It means knowing you're worth enough to decide what deserves space in your life and what doesn't. There will always be people who push your buttons, is riding on. Situations that challenge your patience and voices that try to tell you you are or who you should be. But here's the truth. You don't have to respond to everything. You don't have to say yes to every request, attend every event, or carry every burden someone tries to hand you. There is strength in boundaries, and boundaries are a beautiful form of self-love. Saying no doesn't make you selfish. It makes you wise enough to understand that your energy is precious and finite. When you protect your peace, you make a conscious choice to guard what feeds your soul. That might mean limiting the time you spend with people who drain you or stepping away from conversations that only stir up negativity. It might mean choosing silence when your instinct is to argue because you know your peace is worth more than proving you're right. It could even mean unplugging from social media for a while to quiet the noise and hear your own voice again. Protecting your peace also means protecting your thoughts, because what we feed our minds shapes how we feel. Negative self-talk, replaying old wounds, comparing your life to someone else's highlight reel. All of it chips away at your joy. But when you start replacing those patterns with words of affirmation, gratitude, and self-compassion, you begin to create an inner calm that no outside storm can touch. You start speaking to yourself like someone who is loved, because you are. Sometimes protecting your peace means walking away, not in anger, but in strength. It means choosing not to engage in drama, gossip, or conflict that doesn't serve your highest good. You don't have to attend every argument you're invited to. If your confidence is riding on, you don't have to justify your boundaries or explain why you need space. Protecting your peace is permission to prioritize your mental and emotional well-being without guilt. This is riding on. And it's not just about saying no to others. It's also about saying yes to yourself. Yes to rest when you're tired. Yes to quiet moments when you're overwhelmed. Yes to creating an environment that feels safe and nurturing for you. Light the candle, play the music, read the book, take the walk, sit in stillness. Do what centers you, because when your spirit is settled, your light shines brighter for everyone around you. The beautiful thing about protecting your peace is how it changes the way you move through life. You stop reacting to everything and you start responding from a place of intention. You stop carrying burdens that aren't yours to carry and you start walking with a lighter heart. You begin to realize that your peace isn't selfish. It's necessary. That's because when you're at peace, you're more patient with your children, more present in your relationships, more focused on your dreams, and more loving toward yourself. Peace is power. It gives you clarity in decision making, strength in tough seasons, and joy in the simple moments. And once you've experienced that level of calm, you'll do everything in your power to keep it. That's why protecting your peace is not a one-time action. It's a daily habit, a choice you make over and over again. So choose it. Choose to pause before you react. Choose to step back when something feels heavy on your spirit. Choose to keep your circle full of people who uplift you and to create spaces that feel safe and life-giving. And when someone or something threatens to pull you into chaos, remember you are not obligated to lose yourself to keep anyone else comfortable. Protecting your peace is protecting your life. It is giving yourself permission free, grounded, and joyful, no matter what's happening around you. Because in the end, peace isn't something you find out there. It's something you nurture inside. And once it's yours, no one can take it unless you let them. Growth doesn't happen by accident. It's built piece by piece through the habits we choose every single day. The small, consistent steps we take are the foundation for the life we dream about. It's easy to wait for big moments. Promotion, recognition, opportunity to change everything. But real transformation begins in the quiet, simple choices we make every morning. Building empowering habits is about taking ownership of your future and deciding you will not leave it to chance. One of the most powerful habits you can create is financial discipline. Money may not buy happiness, but it does buy freedom. Freedom from stress, from worry, from feeling stuck. When you decide to save a little each day, to budget, to know where your money is going, You are not just paying bills, you are building a safety net for your dreams. Even the smallest daily step, skipping that impulse purchase, putting aside loose change, tracking your expenses, can grow into something extraordinary over time. Financial growth is not about how much you earn, it's about how intentionally you manage what you have. When you build this habit, you begin to walk differently. You feel secure, steady, and ready for opportunities because you've prepared for them. Another empowering habit is kindness. Not the kind that waits for someone else to deserve it, but the kind that you give freely because it feels right. Smile at strangers, hold doors open, send a kind message, forgive quickly. Those moments may seem small, but they create ripples far beyond what you can see. And when you make kindness a habit, you notice how it changes you. Your perspective softens, your heart opens on, and your day feels lighter because you've added goodness to the world instead of waiting for the world to give it back. Goal setting is another daily practice that transforms everything. Writing down what you need to accomplish, what you're reaching for, even what you dream of. This is how you turn hope into action. There is power in seeing your goals in writing because it pulls them out of your imagination and places them in front of your eyes. Confidence is riding on. When you start the day knowing what matters most, you stop wasting energy on things that don't move you forward. That clarity allows you to show up with focus and purpose, and little by little, you see progress stacking up. Empowering habits are not about doing everything perfectly. They're about creating consistency that builds resilience. Some days will be harder than others. Confidence is riding on. Some days you'll want to give up, or you'll feel like you're not seeing results fast enough. But habits are about trust. The trust that what you do daily will shape who you become. When you commit to kindness, saving, goal setting, or any positive routine, you're training yourself to stay steady even when life is not. The beauty of empowering habits is how they shift your identity. You stop seeing yourself as someone who wants to change and start seeing yourself as someone who already is. That small shift is everything because the way you see yourself influences every choice you make. If you believe you are disciplined, you act disciplined. If you believe you are kind, you act kind. Habits shape identity, and identity fuels action. It's a cycle that builds strength and confidence over time. And remember, is riding on. Growth doesn't have to be overwhelming. You don't have to overhaul your life all at once. Start with one habit. Maybe it's writing down your goals each morning or choosing to save just a small amount each day. Maybe it's setting an intention to speak one kind word to someone every day. One step done consistently becomes momentum, and momentum becomes change. Empowering habits also teach you patience. Because growth rarely comes instantly, habits train you to see progress in small victories. The joy of putting away money for the first time, checking off your daily goals, smiling at someone who needed it. That's progress. Celebrate it. Every step is proof that you are choosing to build instead of just wishing for more. When you commit to empowering habits, you are essentially designing your life instead of waiting for it to happen to you. You're planting seeds of discipline, kindness, focus, and financial freedom that will grow into a strong, beautiful life you can be proud of. This is about building a foundation that supports your dreams no matter what storms come your way. So choose your habits with care. Let them reflect the life you want, the woman you're becoming, the values you hold dear, because every small habit is a declaration. This is who I am. This is what I stand for, and this is where I'm going. When you live like that day after day, you don't just grow, you thrive. And one day, you'll look back and realize the life you dreamed of wasn't built by big leaps. It was built by small, powerful steps you chose to take every single day.